Commissioner Max Trujillo.
Present.
Commissioner Max Trujillo, can you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico,
is a symbol of friendship among united
cultures.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Motion by Commissioner Varela,
Second, Commissioner Nahar.
second by Commissioner Nahar. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Regular order. Item number 1, Resolution 2020-03-31-F1. Presenter, Ms. Melinda Gonzalez, Finance Supervisor. If we can all be a little patient right now.
Madam Chair, this is Chris Nahar. I know that I'm present and mind in the body, but for some reason my camera's not working, but I am here.
Yes, thank you. As long as we can hear you, we're trying to get Ms. Melinda on now. For some reason, we're having a little bit of difficulty.
All right.
You guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Ms. Melinda.
Okay. Good afternoon, Chairwoman and Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In January and part of February, the county manager and I met with all the various departments to see what it was that they needed to get through the remainder of the fiscal year. So some of the documents that I have here are the standard documents that I give you for a budget adjustment. This one just kind of explains what some of the increases are in words. This one is a fund by fund summary of what we're doing with each fund. And this one are all the line items that were affected by the budget adjustment. When we met for the mid-year budget, of course, we didn't know about anything with the COVID, so none of the budget right now includes anything for the COVID-19. There could be a potential loss of gross receipt tax revenues later on that we're just going to keep on monitoring. The only thing that we did include in here, as we were going to, before we met with this on this, is to include an additional $50,000 for the detention center in the event that there's some cost that we need to cover in the detention center that's tied to the COVID-19. Other than that, these are just adjustments that we did and are made with the department just to get them through the remainder of the fiscal year. So I'll just go over them. You guys could stop me and or ask me any questions that you have. So for our general fund, we're increasing revenue by $56,285, and that was mainly attributed to gross receipt taxes, small county assistance, and insurance reimbursement. In addition to the general fund, we had an increase of transfers out. We're going to be making a $120,000 transfer out to the detention center to balance their budget. And as far as the general fund goes, we have a decrease of $5,089.75 in expenditures. And those are overall the changes that have been made with all the departments in the general fund. We have a small change for the VIA fund for both revenues and expenditures. Our road fund, we increased the transfer in by $35,752 and increased their expenditures by $33,002. For the detention center capital outlay fund, we're increasing a transfer in and expenditures of $60,000 for them to install an additional fencing at the facility. In Fund 225, which is our public works facility, we have a $20,000 increase in transfers and expenditures for the upgrade of a camera system. In the crusher fund, which is Fund 230, there's a reduction of $4,573 in expenditures. FEMA, we have a FEMA Fund 231. We have an increase in revenues that was tied to additional funding that came from FEMA for the 2014 flood, and the amount of that increase was $25,106.64. In our recording and equipment fund, we have a decrease of revenue of $1,000. Our reappraisal fund, a small change, but a decrease of an increase of expenditures of 134. And then our detention center operating budget, we have an increase of transfers, I should say of $171,834. We had a decrease of revenue in there of $72,838 and an increase of expenditures of $98,996. For the detention center intervention grant, we got notice that the grant is going to be decreased by $41,000. For Fund 704, which is a debt service fund, we're increasing that particular fund by $53,000 that's tied to grocery tax revenues. And we also have a transfer of $61,834 that are being transferred out from there to our detention center. In Fund 705, we have an increase in GRT revenues of $26,000. Fund 706, an increase of $76,000 in GRT funds and a $55,000 increase of transfers out. $20,000 of that is going to the public works facility, and the $35,750 is going to public works. We're also budgeting a justice assistance grant in the amount of $3,567.58 for a bulletproof vest partnership award. We have in Fund 996 an increase of $131,000 in gross tax revenues and a $60,000 increase in transfers out to Fund 221, which is the detention center fund. That $60,000 is for the fence that we talked about. For Section 8 housing, we have a decrease of revenues and expenditures of $90,771 for revenues and $97,800 in expenditures. And in solid waste, we have an increase of $20,000 in gross receipt tax revenue and an increase in expenditures of $6,118. Again, I know that in here I'm talking about a lot of increases in our gross receipt taxes because we have been seeing an increase over the course of the year. We haven't seen a month yet as a result of what we're going through, but we're going to keep a very close eye on the budget and ask departments to only expend what is absolutely necessary so we could just make sure we make the budget up at the end of the year. And I stand for any questions.
Questions?
Yes, Madam Chair, Melinda, I have a question. When you started, you said this doesn't include anything for COVID. I know it's early on, but do we have any idea if we'll be needing to have another budget adjustment soon, and if we'll be getting money in from the federal government perhaps, or the state?
Commissioner Varela, Madam Chair, Commissioners, at this point, we don't know what funds we might get in from the federal government or the state. There'll be a declaration that's going to be passed in a while that would at least give us the ability to apply for funds. If there is funds, are funds available at the state and or federal level. And then we'll be working closely with Rio Maestas to determine what kind of expenditures actually qualify for this kind of reimbursement. What we looked at, it looks like there might be just anything that has to do with the COVID. And then meanwhile, what we do have is an emergency fund that we're utilizing. You guys had allowed us to create an emergency fund a couple of fiscal years back. for any kind of natural and man-made disasters. And those are the funds that we will probably turn to if need arises to expend any.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions?
Madam Chair, it's Max.
Commissioner
Melinda, there's a whole lot of increase in expenditures and kind of strain being put on the budget by the detention center. Can you where are all these expenditures going? Is it for the workforce there, or why are we falling so short there?
Madam Chair and Commissioner Trujillo and Commissioners, there was a lot of different reasons. We actually had some vacancy savings, but once you have vacancy savings, you have an increase in overtime costs. So we have an increase in overtime costs. Some of the other increases are tied to, one of the biggest increases is tied to juvenile housing. Our juvenile housing, we're going from a budget at the beginning of the year of $30,000 to now $80,000. So that's really the biggest increase in the detention center as far as expenditures go. And then on top of that, we added an additional $50,000 in the event that we needed something for the COVID-19.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Any further questions?
None from me.
Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, Madam Chair, Commissioner Nahad, I move that we approve the budget as presented.
Motion by Commissioner Nahar, second by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a roll call vote, please? Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Madam Chair Maria Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Chris Nahar,
Yes.
Commissioner Harold Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Janice Varela,
Yes.
Commissioner Max Trujillo.
Yes.
Thank you. We move on to item 2, ratification of the emergency declaration. Presenter, Mr. Leo Maestas, Emergency Manager.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Madam Chair.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Leo.
I come today to ratification of our declaration for San Miguel County, New Mexico, to be an emergency area as a result of COVID-19. Whereas at least 17 New Mexicans have tested presumptively positive for the novel coronavirus, otherwise known as COVID-19. And whereas COVID-19, a respiratory disease that can result in a serious illness or death, is caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is a new strain of coronavirus that has not been previously identified in humans and can spread via droplets from person to person. Whereas on March 11th, 2020, the International Health Regulations Emergency Committee of the World Health Organization declared the outbreak a pandemic. Whereas the CDC currently indicates that there are 175,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 worldwide, with 3,813 of those cases in the United States. And New Mexico State Department of Health has confirmed travel-related spread of COVID-19 in New Mexico. Whereas on March 11, 2020, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham proclaimed a public health emergency and invoked all powers under the All Hazards Emergency Act, NMSA 1978, 12-10-1 through 12-10-10, a minimum of 30 days. And whereas Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham did on March 15, 2020, announce further restrictions on food services, public meetings, public parks, and encourages public employees to telecommute if possible. And whereas San Miguel County has created the Office of Emergency Management, which office which office is responsible for organization, administration, and operation of civil emergency management programs for the county. Whereas San Miguel County Office of Emergency Management is in coordination or is in coordinating resources across local and state governments to support the county and local municipality officials in alleviating the impacts of people, property, and businesses, and assesses the magnitude and long-term effects of the virus with the State Homeland Security Department. And whereas the worldwide outbreak of COVID-19 and the effects of its extreme risk of person-to-person transmission through New Mexico and San Miguel County significantly impacts the life and health and our citizens, as well as the economy in San Miguel County and its public disaster that affects life, health, property, and the public peace. Now, therefore, it be resolved that San Miguel County Board of County Commissioners, 1, be virtue of the authority provided by local ordinances and by the All Hazards Emergency Management Act, NMSA 1978, 1210-01 to 1210-10. We do hereby declare San Miguel County to be an emergency area as a result of COVID-19 for the purpose of exercising necessary emergency powers and expenditures of available resources and requesting aid, assistance, and relief programs and funds available from the state of New Mexico and the federal government. Number 2, county agencies and departments are directed to utilize county resources to do everything responsible and possibly to assist affected political subdivisions, including the city of Las Vegas, the village of Pecos, in effort to respond to recover from the outbreak. As a result, number 3, as a result of the outbreak, it is the responsibility of San Miguel County officials to control county resources and manage, coordinate those resources for the control of spread of COVID-19 to maintain public health. Number 4, the county manager may implement all necessary and proper measures to allow for flexibility and time and location of work, including off-site and telecommuting for the employees during the period of emergency, as well as expanding the use of sick leave and unpaid leave where necessary. The county manager may make any additional temporary alterations to the employee handbook as deemed necessary. Number 5, the declaration is subject to ratification by the Board of County Commissioners. This declaration may be adopted by any municipality and incorporated area within the county by resolution, as such action may include provisions authorized in areas to take such action regarding the personnel and deemed appropriate by its governing body.
Have a motion?
So move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by Commissioner Trujillo. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Max Trujillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Janice Varela,
Yes?
Commissioner Harold Garcia,
Yes.
Vice Chair Chris Nahar,
Yes.
Madam Chair Maria Martinez.
Yes. Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Trujillo?
before we move to adjourn, I would just like to thank Mr. Maestas in your work, and I know it's much more expansive than we see on the surface. I know that Mr. Maestas is involved in several community organizations that are making the effects of this dreaded virus a little easier to handle. And Leo, I just want to tell you, you're being really professional about this thing, and Vidal, also Manager Martinez, thank you for you guys, the way you jumped on this thing. It's a really uncomfortable thing, and I know how it is to start, asking people to work from home, and the uncertainty of this whole what's going to transpire and the possibilities of things getting worse and all of that. I just, I really want to thank you guys for jumping on this thing and staying on it and getting ahead of the curve and taking the measures that you've taken to keep all of our families, our county employees, our family at work and everybody safer and out of harm's way. And I think our numbers are reflective of those moves that we've made to keep not just the people at the county, but our community safer. Just wanted to express that and just my gratitude, my heartfelt gratitude to you guys in this crazy, crazy time. Thank you, Leo, and everybody, the whole county for cooperating and the employees and everybody. It's really important that we stay vigilant and continue to try to keep a handle on this thing. So that's my heartfelt thanks to everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Madam Chair, I have a
Commissioner
couple
Nahar?
of questions. Yes, kudos to Leo. He's done a wonderful job, but also to Diego for putting together this thing. Aside from the census that he's working on and facing the challenges that he is now with this virus and having to make adjustments to make sure that all our citizens get counted, but he's doing a tremendous job for that and the gathering of food for the people that are most in need. Thank you, Diego, for doing what you do and putting this together, especially. I know it's kind of a challenge, so thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to echo the sentiments of my fellow commissioners and thank everybody and thank the staff that are showing up at the office. I know it's hard when other people are getting to work from home, so thank all of you. I see you there in the clerk's office, Justin. Thank you for showing up to work and everyone. And it's showing what we can do, and we have never been through this before. And thank you all. Be safe.
Any other comments?
Madam Chair.
Just to add in real quick, commissioners, it truly is a community effort for these types of events to be a little less stressed on our community. So it does take everybody at our city and county level to be on the same page and communicate every day at this point to know how we can combat this this virus that we're dealing with worldwide. So we thank everybody that's been participating and assisting at all hours to make sure that our citizens of San Miguel County are safe.
I would also like to say thank you to all the county employees for their hard work, what they're doing for our county in every level. And I would like to say to the county employees, if we are needed at any time as commissioners, do not hesitate to contact us, as we are here to make sure that our community is functioning appropriately. And in saying that, I say, everybody take care of each other and be good to one another, because tomorrow is never promised. And I'll move on to say, do I have
Madam Chair.
any more? Yes.
There's a lot of essential employees that are out there doing what they're required to do every day, and there's others that are going home, and I'd like to just thank all those employees that are both at home doing the work at home, and the employees that are out every day. And we can't say thank you enough, because I know that these guys or the staff are putting themselves at risk, being out there exposed to the coronavirus, and I just want to extend my gratitude to all the employees as well.
Any other questions or comments, concerns?
Just to touch base real quick, the emergency declaration that you just approved, that has been at the state EOC for about 12 days now. So we were just, we got that ahead of the storm so that we can get ahead of all the other counties in case we need to ask for any other types of resources. So.
Okay, thank you for all that information.
Are you going to need signatures on those and that declaration, that proclamation?
It's already been signed by the county manager, the chair, our clerk, and our clerk's office, yes.
Okay, that's sufficient. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Nahar,
Second.
second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.
Be
Thank
safe, be well.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.